Hey, this is Dave from YunaPRO, and in this video, I'm going to show you how to improve your Facebook group engagement so that your content goes from being silent to vibrant. And yes, this video is for business owners who are looking to take their Facebook group and monetize it to make money from Facebook. So let's dive in. So you've seen that Facebook groups are ultra popular right now, and you decided to dive in and start your own Facebook group. Well, congratulations. But what now? How do you get people actually involved in conversation inside your group? Maybe you've tried posting lots of content, you've given away free resources, you've done live videos, and still it's crickets. No one's really engaging, no one's posting. There's just not much happening inside your Facebook group. Don't worry, there is a solution. Many people think that just being more consistent, if you just try harder and post more content, that's going to fix your Facebook group engagement, but it's not. No matter how much content you create in your Facebook group, if your audience isn't seeing your posts, they're never going to be able to engage. So let's fix that with 3 simple steps. And these 3 steps are going to dramatically improve the engagement that you're seeing in your Facebook group. So step number 1 is about using your email list to drive engagement in your Facebook group. And you might think, well, Dave, I don't have an email list. Don't worry, let me show you how it works. So I'm going to go over to one of my groups. It's called Audience and Influence, New Ways to Gain Massive Engagement on Facebook. And if you're interested in checking this out, there'll be a link in the description of this video. Inside there, we're going to take a look at the management options. So I'm going to click on Manage here, and then I'm going to scroll down and I'm going to go to Membership Questions. Now, I did an entire other video about all the settings and all the setups and all the tools and features that you should be using when you create your Facebook group. And I'll put a link in the description in case you want to check that out. But let's briefly take a look at the membership questions, because these are designed to move people towards wanting to give me their email address. And again, I explain the entire strategy and the psychology behind these 3 questions, why they're worded the way they are, in my other video about setting up your Facebook group. So be sure to take a look at that. Let's go down and take a look at question number 3. It says required. What is your best email address where we can connect you with our private trainings, tools, and resources? So this starts to collect email addresses as people move into our Facebook group. And we want to be sure to use those email addresses to drive engagement inside the Facebook group. How do we do that? Well, if I accept new people who have answered these questions and I just accept them into the Facebook group, their information is going to go away. I'm going to lose their email address. So instead, what I want to do is I want to move those people over here. I've got a spreadsheet, a database that's set up with all the information of everyone who joins my group, including the answers to those questions, including their email address. And so how did I create this? Well, I use a tool called YunaPRO, and YunaPRO has a feature inside called Manage Group Members. And I'll show you how it works. I click on this button that says Manage, and it takes me over to the people who have requested to join my group. And here's an example right here. Then all I do is I click on this YunaPRO Approve, and you'll see these answers here, including this email address. I'm going to click on YunaPRO Approve, and then I'll go back over here, and you can see there that person just showed up right here. And so now I've got all their information, including their email address. So that's step number 1. As people come into the group and they answer this question, we start to build a database of email addresses. Now, where do those email addresses go? Well, I'll show you. I use another tool called Zapier, and Zapier just connects different apps. And what I have is, you'll see, I'll actually back out here. You'll see when you go into Zapier, and you can create a free account of Zapier. You don't have to pay for this. And you'll see that it creates these zaps. So it's zapping people all over the place and zapping these connections. And you'll see that I created a zap called Add New Facebook Group Members To, and then I have a list called New to Audience and Influence Facebook Group. And so I'm going to click on that and I'll show you how it works. It's really cool, really simple. What Zapier does is taking that spreadsheet that I just showed you, our database of new members, and every time a new row is added in that spreadsheet, Zapier realizes this and says, oh, there's a new person added to that spreadsheet. I need to send that person's details over to ClickFunnels. ClickFunnels is what I use to deliver my email messages. And so it'll add that new person to my email list in ClickFunnels. And so going back to our example here, this new member here, the email address is taken from this spreadsheet, it's zapped over to ClickFunnels, and now that person is on my email list. Well, how's that driving engagement inside the Facebook group? Let me show you. Well, once a week, I send an email to my entire email list, and these are all people who have joined my Facebook group, telling them about something cool that's happening inside the Facebook group. So let me show you an example here. So this email, I have a title called Messenger Script for New Leads. And let's take a look at the stats here. So this was sent again through ClickFunnels, and I'll put a link in the description in case you're interested in trying out ClickFunnels. And you can see that this was sent to 773 people, and 53% of those people open that email. Now, if you know anything about email marketing, you know that this is an extremely high open rate. Why? Because these are hot leads, these are people who have proactively requested to join my Facebook group. So they already have some rapport built up with me. They want to see what I have to send them in email. So they open up this email, and then inside you'll see that 18% clicked through the link in the email, which again, if you know anything about email marketing, you know this is a mind-boggling number. It's super, super high. Well, what was that link? Let's go take a look. I'm going to preview this email here so that you can see what happened. Here's the link. It's talking about a simple messenger script. And that 18% of people who clicked on it, where did it go? Well, let's click on it and take a look. It goes back to our Facebook group. And here we are in Audience and Influence, and it's on a post called How to Quickly Nurture New Facebook Leads, a proven messenger script. And so you can take a look at the engagement here. 47 people liked it, 20 comments on this. When I go back to our email stats, so let me show you our email stats again, you'll see that this single email, we'll take a look at the clicks. It drove 143 people over to that post. So this is super important. Your new members join your email list, and your email list sends people to content inside the Facebook group to spark engagement. That's the first step. Now let's take a look at step number 2. Going back into the Audience and Influence Facebook group, as an example, we want to make sure that all new members see content inside the group. So the way the Facebook algorithm works is if you were to join my group as an example, Facebook would show a little bit of content from my group to see if you're actually interested. If you engage, it'll show more. If you don't engage, it stops showing content from the group. So I want to make sure that you see content and you engage. Here's how we do it. We have a welcome post. And again, I went through the entire strategy of this in my previous video about how to set up your Facebook group. We have this welcome post that welcomes new members, and then they get tagged on this. So you'll see an example here where I tagged all these new members on this post. They understand the value that they're going to get inside this group. This welcome post is all about what's in it for me. We want to be really clear telling the new members why they're going to benefit from engaging inside this Facebook group. Now, it's not enough just to post a welcome post inside your group. We need to make sure the new members see it, which is why every couple days I tag all the new members. How do I do that? Well, again, I use a tool inside YunaPRO, and I'm going to go over to YunaPRO, and you'll see that there's a tool here called Tag for Attention. Tag for Attention is really cool because it allows us to choose any post. So I'm going to click on Choose Post, and let's see, I'm going to go over to my Audience and Influence group, and I'm going to go and find that post. I'm going to go find that welcome post. And so I'm just going to scroll down here, and there it is. There's the welcome post. I'm going to select that post, and then I can tell YunaPRO to tag anyone from a certain list on that post. And you'll see when I choose my different lists here, I create a list every day or two from all the new members. YunaPRO does that for me. In this case, I want to tag everyone who is a new member to the group on June 1st. And here's the message I want to use. I want to use a message that says, Lucy and I just wanted to say welcome. We want to let you know what this group is and isn't about. Check out this post. We're really happy to have you joining us here. Let's go over and take a look at this post. And I'm just going to go to the most recent comments. And here it is. So I just posted this morning and tagged all those people saying welcome. And already a new member, Roxanne, is saying thank you so much, showing gratitude. So here's the cool thing. These new members are being tagged on a welcome post. Therefore, they're seeing content. Therefore, their chance of liking that post, or in this case, like Roxanne, actually commenting. This sparks the Facebook algorithm saying these people want to see more content from this group. So that's step number 2. If you want to build up your engagement, have a welcome post and be sure to tag every new member on that welcome post so that the algorithm says this new member needs to see more content. Step number 2. Let's take a look at step number 3. I'm going to go back to the main discussion, the feed in Audience and Influence, and I'm going to go down and show you another post. This post here. Let me read this to you. This says, new strategy, using 4 free features on Facebook. We get hundreds of members to join our Facebook group per week. Want to see the steps. Now, this is what we call a 2-step post that says, do you want something for free? If you do, just comment below basically, and then we'll send it to you. And it's a really great engagement type post. So this one in particular, we tested it. People seem to like it. The thing that we deliver when people comment on this post is really high value. They love the thing that we're delivering. So now our goal is to get more new members to see this post, because this is a proven post that will get them to, we call it raising their hand. It's them raising their hand saying, I want more. And if we take a look at the stats here, you'll see that 3,000 people have been reached by this post and 1,300 people have commented on it. So it's a highly engaged post. Now, you can do the same thing. You can put one of these 2 steps or an engagement type post in your group, and then you want to make sure that new members see it. Because not only are they going to like it or they're going to see this post, they're actually going to raise their hand. And how do they raise their hand? They have to comment, they have to engage. And so now you're training your new members to engage in your group, and you're further stoking that Facebook algorithm so that they're going to see more of your content. Now, as we scroll through here, I'm just going to take a look at the comments. I don't just rely on the Facebook algorithm to show this post to new members. I want to make sure they see it. And so as we go down here, let me show you an example. Here's an example. I actually go and tag groups of new members. How do I do that? Well, again, I'm using the tool in YunaPRO, tag for attention. So in this case, I'm going to go choose post. And let's see, I'm going to go back and I'm going to go back into my audience and influence group. And then really simple, I'm just going to scroll down and here's that post. I'll select this post and then I'm going to use a different message. You'll see when I go over here, this is the message that I use. If you're using a Facebook group for your business, you might want to check this out and then tag all the new members. So I would write that new message in here and then I would choose a list. This is really key. I don't tag people who are brand new to the group. The brand new members get tagged on the welcome post. The people who get tagged on this engagement post, getting them to raise their hand, they've been in the group for a few days. So in this case, I might go back and grab my list from May 27th. So 3 or 4 or 5 days ago, I've given those people a chance to see the value in the group. And now I'm tagging them and say, hey, it's time for you to engage. What happens when I tag those people? They start engaging. And look at all this engagement when people got tagged. And the same can be true for you. So that's it. Those are the 3 simple steps that will dramatically boost the engagement inside your Facebook group. If you got value from this video, of course, give it a like and subscribe to the channel so you don't miss anything else. And if you have any comments or questions about these strategies, go ahead and post those below. And of course, if you want to try out our YunaPRO software, just go to YunaPRO.com. I think you're going to love it. Now, before you go, I've got one more video that I know you're going to want to check out. So I'll see you over there.